Hello everyone and welcome back. It is our last game recap video of the 2024-2025 season as the Stanley Cup has been handed out to the Florida Panthers. We'll get to all the updates from our past couple of days. That saw Florida win Game 5, win Game 6, and win back-to-back cups. We'll get to all that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. Now before we start, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this with all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to stay tuned for our June 27th, June 28th, and July 1st live streams talking about the draft, free agency, and all other things involved. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it. So in today's video, we've got another game recap video. We're recapping the last two games of the 2024-2025 season, playoffs, regular season, everything. There'll be no more game recaps until October of next season, so very interesting note there. The first one was Game 5. I was back in Edmonton. Edmonton just come from behind, overcame a 3-0 deficit in Game 4 to win 5-4. In overtime, they took on the Florida Panthers, but it was the Florida Panthers who came ready to play. They also got a goal about 10 minutes into the first period from Brad Marchand, who just roofed one on Calvin Pickard, who started this game, making it 1-0 Panthers. And then late in the first period, Sam Bennett would score to make it 2-0 Panthers. So the Panthers were able to take a 2-0 lead into intermission. That's the way the first and the second period ended. So there was actually a scoreless period in the second period of this game, which is quite surprising given how many goals have been scored. Then in the third period, I think it was with about 12-11 minutes left, this unreal highlight goal from Brad Marchand, who undresses Jake Wallman and sticks it through Pickard 5-hole, would make a 3-0 Panthers lead. Marchand with an absolute beauty for his second of the game will make it 3-0 Panthers in the third period. Then McDavid would score his first of the Cup final. It's surprising that Game 5, McDavid scored his first of the Cup final to make it a 3-1 game, but just a minute and a half to halt any opportunity for a comeback. Sam Reinhart would score to make it 4-1. Then with about 3.5 minutes left, Corey Perry would score to make it 4-2, and then Louis Dryden with about a minute and a half left into the empty net made it 5-2, and that was the game. Louis Dryden sealed it. Marchand with a game of his life again. He has 6 in the Cup final, and then it made it a 5-2 Panthers win as they took the 3-2 series lead back to Sunrise with a chance to win it back-to-back seasons on home ice. So a very dominant win there from Florida. I don't think it was really a whole bunch on Pickard, but the Oilers continued to collapse defensively. The stingent Panthers defense continues to halt all of Edmonton's attacks, and it was a solid win there from Florida, 5-2. For the Panthers, Marchand scored twice. Louis Dryden had a goal and an assist, and Ben and Reinhart both also scored for Panthers in the win, while McDavid and Perry were the 2 goal scorers for the Oilers in the loss. So it was a very intriguing game, but the Panthers' early lead built them up to a 5-2 victory over Edmonton. And then we saw Game 6, just happened yesterday, of the Stanley Cup final. It was a very intriguing and entertaining game. The Florida Panthers would score 5 minutes in. An early flurry from Edmonton thought they were going to score at some points, but Bobrovsky stood tall. Then Reinhart takes it off of Evan Bouchard, absolutely undresses him just like Marchand did, and then puts it past Stuart Skinner, who the Oilers started in this game, to make it 1-0 Panthers. After that, there will be no more goal scoring until 46 seconds left in the second period when Louis Dryden dropped one off to Matthew Tkachuk to make it 2-0. Tkachuk would lay a blast past Stuart Skinner, and it will be a 2-0 Panthers lead again going into intermission, which is just absolutely awful. The Oilers could not find their game in the first period in this entire series. They were outscored 13-4 in period number 1 by Florida. Like, that is insane. Then you go over to period number 2. It's pretty quiet for most of the time. I mean, the Oilers played really good, but Bobrovsky once again stood tall. And then this goal here from Sam Reinhart, his second of the game, off of a very weird bounce. Like, Verhaeghe takes a shot, it goes off of Stuart Skinner, and he just watches it roll right to Barkov, who puts it into Reinhart, who puts it into the net, and that made it 3-1. It was Reinhart's second of the game, which is a big one there for the Panthers, and it made it 3-0 again going into the third period. It's the third consecutive game that at one point in the game the Panthers were up 3-0, which is absolutely insanity. Like, if the Oilers wanted to win this series, don't go down 3-0 in each of the last 3 games of this series, like they miraculously came back in Game 4, you're not going to do that each and every game against the Florida Panthers. It was 3-0 for most of the third period. Then with about 7 minutes left, the Oilers put the goalie trying to get 3 goals to at least force overtime. And about 30 seconds after they pulled the goalie, Sam Reinhart would score again, this time into the empty net. His hat-trick goal. First hat-trick goal in the Stanley Cup final clinching game since Mark Stone did it 2 years ago with the Vegas Golden Knights when they won 9-3 over these Florida Panthers. So very interesting note there. Reinhart having himself a game after scoring the cup clinching goal last year against Edmonton. So that made it 4-0. The Oilers would pull the goalie again. Then with about 5 minutes left, who else? Reinhart into the empty net again. 4-goal game for Sam Reinhart, which is insane. I know there's probably a lot of Buffalo Sabres fans out there who are really, really upset that they have moved off of Sam Reinhart. And who knows, maybe Reinhart wouldn't be this good in Buffalo, but a Selke Trophy winner, won the Stanley Cup from last year, a 4-goal performance in the cup clinching game this year. Like, that is crazy. And Reinhart made it 5-0 just a few seconds after Reinhart scored. Puck Colson scored to break the shit open for Bobrovsky, but that was it. It was too little too late for the Oilers. They could not score 4 goals in 4 minutes. They could not even score another goal in 4 minutes. Bobrovsky stood tall, and now the Florida Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. It's the third back-to-back Cup champions we've had in the last 10 seasons. In 16-17 it was Pittsburgh, then we had 2 new winners. In 2021 it was the Bolts, then we had 2 new winners. And now in 24-25 it's the Florida Panthers. So if this trend continues, we'll have a new winner next year, a new winner the year after, and then we'll have another back-to-back Cup champions in 2028-2029 if that sort of trend continues. So very interesting note there, but there's been a Florida team in each of the last 6 Cup finals. Tampa won in 20, Tampa won 21, Tampa lost in 22, Florida lost in 23, Florida won 24-25. Very, very interesting note there how dominant Florida has become as a hockey state. So very interesting note there. The Panthers are back-to-back champions. For the Oilers, it happens again. Like in this series, I think it was quite safe to say the Panthers were better. Like last year, you could see Edmonton potentially being the better team. Like they won 8-0, came back 3 straight. That was a close series. This one was not close. The Panthers utterly destroyed and choked the life out of the Edmonton Oilers. If not for a couple of insane comebacks, the Oilers would have been eliminated earlier. So it's another cup final defeat in the cup final for Edmonton. A lot of people were thinking that maybe this would be like Crosby and Gretzky, where they lost and then they beat the exact same team the year after. It's not the case. And now Edmonton's got to go back to the drawing board because going to a Stanley Cup final for the 3rd consecutive year is a lot more difficult than going for a 2nd straight season. And for Florida, if they win next year or if they lose and then win the year afterwards, they're going to be a dynasty. And the Florida Panthers, at this current point in time, are a very scary looking team. So very interesting note there. A couple of things I did want to note is one, Sam Bennett was the guy who won the Conn Smythe. So best player in the playoffs, Sam Bennett did lead the league in the playoffs in goal scoring. He had 15 goals. He was a beast in the cup final. So I think that's probably deserved. I think he could have given it to Marchand or Bobrovsky or probably a couple of other guys, but I like the Bennett call. So Bennett gets the Conn Smythe, which is going to just add another thing to his resume heading into free agency. And on top of that, another thing I liked about the Florida Panthers did is after Barkov got it, and instead of giving it to some of the older players or some of the players who've already got it, they gave it to each of the players who got their first ever Stanley Cup. So first guy who got the cup after Barkov was Schmidt, then you had Jones, then Nothik and all of their lower end depth guys, their backup goaltender, some of their black aces, and then they gave it to all their core players and players who won it for the 2nd time or 3rd time in their careers. So very interesting note there. That was a very classy move, in my opinion, by Florida to give it to all of the players who haven't won a cup before first. But very interesting note there that the Panthers won 5-2 in Game 5. They won 5-1 in Game 6. Reinhart has a 4-goal game. Kachuk gets the game winner. And the Florida Panthers, for the 2nd consecutive season, are Stanley Cup champions and will be looking to go for the 3-peat and being a dynasty next year after what will be a very entertaining offseason. So very interesting note there. That's my last game recap video until October. Definitely have to get your thoughts. Are you surprised that the Florida Panthers were the Stanley Cup champions again. Do you think they can three-peat? And definitely, I'll have lots more off-season content coming out over the next couple of days, as we are only, I think, under 10 days away from the draft. Only about 2 weeks away from free agency, so it's coming up soon. So definitely don't forget to stay tuned for all the videos that will be coming out here, as we're going to have a lot more videos to talk about. But for today, for this video, that's all I'm talking about. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it down in the comment section below, but that's all I'm going to talk for today. Remember to like this video, and for that to subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without you guys. Your support is what's helping me keep going, so if you can, subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. We're so close to it now. Don't forget to leave a comment discussing all I discussed in today's video. Don't forget to stay tuned for June 27th, June 28th, July 1st live streams. Lots of action going to be happening over those days, so definitely stay tuned for that. Also do a blog, talk about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that, so you want to check that out. I'll link that in the description below. Can't wait to see you guys all for the next video. Thank you. See you guys soon.